What is going on, guys? It's your boy Dylan the Villain coming back at you once again with some more Total Extreme Wrestling. It is Sunday, week 4, September 1997. We are at the Unforgiven pay-per-view in front of 99,273 fans here in San Diego, California. And we open up the show. There is no pre-show. Our pre-show was Sunday Night Heat. There is no pre-show. We are moving straight to the pay-per-view. In a decent match, Eddie Guerrero defeats the number 1 contender, Lance Storm, in 12:57 by pinfall after a frog splash. Eddie Guerrero makes defense number 3 of the WWF Light Heavyweight Title. The match got an 80. Eddie Guerrero with a 90. Oh man. And Lance Storm almost with a 50. Lance Storm is getting there. We're slowly pushing him. Announcing color commentary give the match a boost. What a match to open up the show with an 80. I wasn't expecting this match to do that good. I wasn't expecting Eddie Guerrero to get a 90. He did awesome. Let's look at the dirt sheet here real quick. Inconsistency. Alright. And, what an awesome rating from Eddie Guerrero. We might give Eddie some love. We might compliment him on a good performance. You know, he's had his personal problems, and he just came back from his personal problems. And, he's living it up as the WWF Light Heavyweight Champion. Match got 80, man. Awesome segment to open up the show. We move on to our next matchup, which is Rob Van Dam versus Chris Candido. The loser leaves the World Wrestling Federation. And who do you think? Who do you think was going to win this match? This match got an 83. And about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Rob Van Dam defeats Chris Candido in 13:28 by pinfall with a 5-star frog splash. RVD with an 85, not a 90, but an 85. But Chris Candido did a lot better than Lance Storm with a 63. Camp Cornette storyline advances. Announcing gave the match a boost, and RVD and Jim Cornette had pretty good chemistry together. Chris Candido penalized due to the effects of going through personal problems. Chris Candido, after the match, Rob Van Dam, he sets him up. He does the Van Daminator. Jim Cornette holds the chair, and he does the coast-to-coast Van Terminator on him. And, they roll Candido out of the ring, and RVD celebrating the ring, and all of a sudden, the lights go out. And they come back on, and standing across from Rob Van Dam with an annoying whistle is the one and only Sabu with Bill Alfonso. Sabu is staring down Rob Van Dam, and Rob Van Dam's shocked. As we know, these two men used to be a tag team in ECW. These two men are good friends. Bill Alfonso used to be a manager for Rob Van Dam. And Jim Cornette's on the outside of the ring, and he's screaming, Rob! Come on, Rob! Get out of the ring, Rob! Get out of the ring! And Rob Van Dam's just standing there, and he nods his head as Sabu just, he just stands there looking like a maniac. And they leave, they leave. And Rob Van Dam's kind of like, all right, yeah, okay, I see you. This segment got a 96, not bad. Jim Cornette always doing great work on the microphone. We move on to our next matchup, which I believe it is... Yes, it is the match between Raven and Tommy Dreamer. This is a good back and forth match. 89. Golly, what a pay-per-view so far. I'm going to jinx it. One of my top guys is going to get hurt. I just know it. One of my top guys is going to get hurt. And a bout that had great wrestling and good heat. Raven defeats Tommy Dreamer to win back the Hardcore Championship in 13:25 with the Even Flow DDT. But Raven's flock, his members of the flock, Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, come out and attack Tommy Dreamer during the match, giving Raven the win. Raven picks up the win. It loses heat. but that's okay. The segment got a 89. They have good chemistry, and it lifted the match, and Raven benefited from having a hot new move. And after the match, Raven celebrates in the ring with the Hardys, as the Hardys put the hardcore title around Raven's waist as he does his signature pose. Semi got an 82. Not bad, not bad. We then move on to our tag team matchup, which is Astus taking on the Dudleys in a decent match. The Dudleys defeat Astus when Bubba Ray Dudley pinned Billy Gunn. The Dudleys are the new WWF World Tag Team Champions. Goldust carried the match in in-ring work. Goldust with an 87. Billy with a 60. Devon with a 64. And Bubba with a 71. It advances the Astus storyline. It gains heat. Bubba and Devon have excellent chemistry together. They have the tag team specialist bonus. Announcing gave the match a boost. Goldust and Chyna make a good pairing. Goldust with crowd support, and Devon is getting better at his gimmick. The match got a 79. Not a bad little match. I wasn't expecting the Rob Van Dam and Candido match to do as good as it did, or the Eddie Guerrero and Lance Storm matchup to do as good as they did. I was thinking this was do a little bit better. That's why I booked it here. But we go on to the European Championship match, which got a 74, which did absolute doo-doo. But in a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, Double J Jeff Jarrett defeats Davey Boy Smith, Ken Shamrock, and Scott Steiner. When Double J pinned Scott Steiner, Double J wins the WWF European Championship. Davey Boy Smith with a 93, Double J almost with an 80, Ken Shamrock with an 88, and Scott Steiner with a 79 also, almost an 80. Double J and Deborah have pretty good chemistry. Double J Jeff Jarrett wins the match. After the match, he celebrates with Deborah in the ring, as the camera's in the ring looking at him as he's holding the European Championship, and he's like, "I told you, baby, I'm destined for greatness. I'm destined for greatness." That's Double J Jeff Jarrett. J-A double F. Ha-ha. J-A double R-E double T. Ha-ha-ha-ha. I'm the European champion, baby. And we're just going to keep winning more titles. And we're just going to keep rising to the top. That's right. The chosen one. Here now. As he celebrates in the ring. We move on to our next segment, which is a hype promo between Owen Hart and Bret the Hitman Hart. We didn't have a lot of... I had to squeeze a lot of stuff in here. Not to spoil the pay-per-view, but I had to squeeze a lot of stuff in here in this pay-per-view. Bret Hart and Owen Hart, we see their rivalry, we see their build-up, we see how this match builds up. This segment got an 82. It loses heat, but Owen Hart did good. Bret Hart did fantastic. Owen Hart improvised well. Bret clearly, it's just the two men doing like a little hype promo as they walk out to the ring of why they're the better Hart, and Bret's just like, I'm the older brother, and I'm the one who trained Owen everything he knows, So Owen thinks he has a maneuver that can outbeat me, I taught him everything I taught him everything he knows, not everything that I know, And Owen is definitely, and Owen's never going to be able to beat me. And Owen's just like, I'm the King of Hearts for a reason. And I beat Bret in the past, and I'm going to beat Bret again. And, I'm tired of Bret. You're cocky mouth, and you're running your mouth. And tonight, I'm finally going to shut you up. And we move on to that match. And they have a good back and forth match. They're very, very competitive match. They, as soon as one tries to get the sharpshooter, not the figure four, what am I thinking? The sharpshooter, the other one instantly goes to ropes and gets a rope break. They have a good back and forth technical match. Hopefully the rating backs me up on this. But 98, not bad. Hell yeah. 97 and 100. Hell yeah. They have great chemistry, and it showed in their performance. And about that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat. Owen Hart defeats Bret the Hitman Hart by pinfall after he grabs a handful of tights and grabs the rope for leverage to beat Bret. Owen rolls out of the ring, and he celebrates. He is the happiest man in the world. He celebrates. He runs around the ring. I know it's Jericho, Stephanie, and The Rock, but he runs around. He celebrates in the ring. He is celebrating like he won the World Heavyweight Championship. As Bret gets up and he starts arguing with the ref, he shoves the ref, and he's just like, he had my tights, and I demand a rematch, and referee's like, I can't do anything. This segment got a 100, our first 100 of the night. In a freestyle segment, I don't need to read that. This is a promo. What am I doing? Three's Company storyline advances, gains heat. Chris Jericho looked great. So did The Rock and all that stuff. But we see Chris Jericho with Michael Cole. And Michael Cole's like, Jericho, this is your first title defense as the Intercontinental Champion. We know that in the past matches between you and The Rock, you have never quite been able to pick up a win against The Rock. What is that? Are you going to change that here tonight? And Jericho's just like, look, it doesn't matter with the wins and losses. It matters about the momentum. And The Rock has no momentum. As I have everything The Rock wants. I am La Champion of the Intercontinental countries. I am the Ayatollah of Rockantola. I am the sexy beast. I am your role model, your icon. I am everything these people cheer for. This is why people cheer for me and they boo for The Rock. Not only am I the Intercontinental Champion, but now I have a wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous friend in Stephanie McMahon. And Stephanie, I just want you to know, sweetheart. He doesn't say that. I'm sorry. He goes, Stephanie, I just want you to know, sweet cheeks. Yeah, there we go. Sweet cheeks. That I'm going to dedicate this win here tonight to you. I'm dedicating my match here tonight to you. And and after I win, we're going to go out on the town, baby. Yeah. And Michael was like, well, good luck in your match. Segment got a 100. It is also a good back and forth matchup between Jericho and The Rock for the Intercontinental Championship. But halfway during the match, Stephanie McMahon, she comes down to the ring as The Rock has the better of Chris Jericho. Yes, hell yeah. Okay, it did it. 94. I wish it did it better. In an exceptional match, The Rock defeats Chris Jericho in 13-12 by pinfall with a rock bottom. During the match, we see Stephanie McMahon accidentally hit Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, somehow, some way, she accidentally hits Jericho. And it ends up, she was going to hit The Rock with the belt. And then The Rock, ducked and pushed Stephanie out of the way, and she ends up hitting Jericho. Stephanie kind of stands there, and Stephanie throws down the belt, and she looks in disbelief, she looks in shock. And she gets out of the ring and she starts walking up the ramp as The Rock hits the rock bottom and picks up the win. He doesn't have the people's elbow yet, but we'll say that he hits the people's elbow after Jericho got hit with the title and everything. And The Rock is the new WWF Intercontinental Champion. Jericho didn't even make one successful title defense with the Intercontinental Championship, and he's already lost it. We move on to the next segment. And this is the thing, and Jericho's laid out in the ring as The Rock celebrates. As The Rock celebrates his newly won Intercontinental Championship. As Stephanie McMahon, she tries to get interviewed in the back, and she's just she just keeps walking past him and doesn't even acknowledge him as Jericho lays in the ring. We move on to our next segment, which is a hype promo for The Undertaker and for the Brothers of Destruction versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. As we know, Undertaker believes he deserves a World Heavyweight title shot. Vince is like, you don't demand anything here in the World Wrestling Federation. You got to earn it. And I don't think that you have earned it. Even though Undertaker has beaten everybody who's been in his path, Undertaker more than enough deserves it. But Vince gave Undertaker an ultimatum. He said, if you could take out Steve Austin and get Austin out of my hair and have Austin injured to where he cannot be in the World Wrestling Federation, then I will give you that title match. Undertaker lost that at the One Night Only pay-per-view. He ended up losing that matchup. And Vince basically made it a handicap match. Vince is going to get what he wants, and he knows that Kane and The Undertaker are going to take out Steve Austin. But to put a wedge between the Brothers of Destruction, he said that whoever pins Steve Austin here tonight will be the #1 contender for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Who will that be? Will it be Kane and will it be The Undertaker? The Brothers of Destruction come to the ring and they just start beating the shit out of Steve Austin. But as soon as the first one makes a pinfall, the other one breaks it up. And they start arguing amongst themselves, which ends up in an unbelievable 83. Why? Why? What happened? What happened? I was expecting this match to do really good. Okay. 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 Alright. Okay. Steve Austin beats the Brothers of Destruction in a handicap match in 12:51 when Steve Austin pins The Undertaker, followed by a Stone Cold Stunner. Kane ends up choke slamming Austin, and Austin, Kane goes to pin him, and Undertaker breaks it up, and Kane had enough of it. Kane had enough. They get face to face, and The Undertaker and Kane start going at it in the ring. They just start going to blows in the ring. The Undertaker choke slams Kane, and Kane, rolls out of the ring. But at this time, Steve Austin's back up. He hits the stunner on The Undertaker and pins him for the 1-2-3, winning the matchup. Steve Austin wins. I was hoping that this match would do a lot better than what it did. This is our co-main event, so I was hoping it would do a lot better than what it did. But hey. But we move on to the next segment, which is 100, and we see Vince McMahon backstage with Shane, and Vince is furious. Vince is cussing. He has like a little TV, and he kicks the TV over off the stand, and Shane's trying to calm him down, and Austin's just like, that son of a bitch, that son of a bitch, that son of a bitch. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? That son of a bitch, that son of a bitch. And this segment got a 100. Steve Austin picks up the win here tonight. We move on to our main event. As we know, security has been pretty much quadrupled as Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, two WCW signed talent, tried to hijack the pay-per-view in England and Monday Night Raw. They are here. We do not know why they're here. We got a good idea of why they're here. And we don't know who their boss is. They said that they're here to put an end to the World Wrestling Federation. They got tired of sitting down south, listening to Shawn and Triple H talk bad about him, talk bad about Scott, how he's an alcoholic, and how Nash is all about the money, big cash Nash, as they say. And they got tired of it, so they came, and they do not. Vince said that he wants a decisive winner in this main event that he booked in a steel cage match to where nobody can get in the match and nobody can get out. Should have made it a Hell in a Cell, but nobody can get in and nobody can get out of the match. There must be a winner. Triple H and Shawn Michaels. We know these two men have had personal problems in the past between themselves. They hate each other. We know the story. We know the story. I have hyped them two fighting each other up more than enough times. Y'all know the story. Y'all know what's going on with these two men. Triple H is tired of being pushed down and playing in Shawn Michaels' shadow. Shawn Michaels goes away for a while to deal with his personal problems. Triple H wins King of the Ring. He wins the World Heavyweight Title. Triple H is on top. It is Triple H's time. And he is not playing second fiddle to Shawn Michaels or anyone anymore. Can Triple H pick up the win here tonight as security surrounds the ring to make sure that nobody can interfere in this matchup? It's basically Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. And let's see what we have here tonight. A 95. Wow, the Owen and Brett match did a lot better. That is crazy. Crazy. And a bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat. Triple H defeats Shawn Michaels in a cage match in 15-22 by pinfall, followed a pedigree, and Triple H makes defense number 2 of the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. This match got a 95. Who would have thought? I mean, I knew that Brett and Owen were going to tear the house down, but geez Louise. Triple H wins. Shawn Michaels is laying in the ring. Triple H, the referee hands him his World Heavyweight Championship. And all of a sudden, we cut to a camera backstage in the parking lot, and it is Hall and Nash as multiple talent run out. Hall and Nash has bats, and they're beating the shit out of security, everything like that. You know, wrestlers are trying to stop them from getting into the building, and Hall and Nash, you know, they're beating the shit out of everybody, and Triple H is watching on, you know, and Triple H is just shaking his head like that's not my problem. And all of a sudden, from the rafters, Sting ascends down from the rafters. I put some guys on the thing to get them some little TV time, you know, to get them a little appearance. And Sting comes down from the rafters and stands in the ring with Triple H. You know, he rappels down and stands in the ring with Triple H, and Sting doesn't say anything. He just has a very sadistic smile on his face. And Triple H is, you know, he's standing there with his heavyweight championship, and Triple H throws it down, and he's just like, you know, come on. And Sting has a bat in his hand, and he points it at Triple H, and he just shakes his head and puts his bat back down as the lights go out and Sting disappears as we finish the show. And at the same time, you know, Hall and Nash get done beating up Rey Mysterio, Scotty 2 Hotty, and Pitbull number 1 and 2 backstage. They then jump in a limo and drive off, you know, as we finish the show. The show got a 96. Oh, man. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I believe this is our first show that didn't do 100 in a while. I was expecting this pay-per-view to be an absolute banger. The Steve Austin and Brothers of Destruction match kind of took the winds out of the cell out of that one, man. We opened up good. Owen and Brett for sure. 97, not 97. We got a 96. In 27 regions, we increased our popularity. We would have gained 5 in Canada, but limited viewers. We're going to go ahead and make some speeches. We are going to give Owen Hart and Bret Hart and Eddie Guerrero on that, we will praise them too on a good performance, and we will compliment Eddie on a good performance. Seemed pleased, was happy with your speech, seemed pleased. Let's see what old WCW had to do. Alright. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure WCW had a pay-per-view today. Did they have a pay-per-view? Oh, no, it was WCPW that I saw. I saw WCW and everything. Okay. Let's see here. Let's take a look at all this stuff. Don Callis, believed to be the next big thing in wrestling. Insiders say that he is in line to receive one of the biggest pushes in company history, and will either make him or break him. Don Callis. Nails wins the title. Marty Jannetty feud. Who cares? We have some decisions that I have to do, and some what are these? Some mail. We have mail and some decisions. But my name is Dylan the Villain, guys. Thank y'all for watching this episode. Thank y'all for liking this episode. Thank y'all for commenting down below. I highly appreciate it. I get back to y'all as soon as possible. I comment down below. You know, I get back to y'all, whether it's on my personal YouTube or the channel's YouTube. I get back to y'all as quickly as I can. I'm going to go ahead and save that. But my name is Dylan the Villain. Thank y'all for watching like always, guys. If you are new to the channel and like what you see, the subscribe icon will be right here. If you like this episode and want to go back and watch previous episodes, that playlist will be right here. And if you are looking for something a little bit more extreme, we are playing as ECW in the year 2001. That playlist, the latest episode of that will be right here. My name is Dylan the Villain, guys, and thank y'all for watching like always. And like we always say here at Pro Am Gaming, if you can't play with each other, do what I do and do what I'm doing right now and play with yourself. We'll see y'all on Monday Night Raw.